you will learn 9 methods to get more FPS, fix stuttering issues, and optimize performance in Euro Truck Simulator 2. In the first method, you will disable full-screen optimizations in Euro Truck Simulator 2 because this feature can affect stability and cause stuttering on some computers. First, you need to find the installation path of Euro Truck Simulator 2. To do this, open Euro Truck Simulator 2, then press Windows and D on the keyboard to minimize it. Now right-click on the taskbar and then click on Task Manager. Now select the Details section, then under the search bar in the upper corner, type Euro Truck. Now right-click on Euro Truck S2.exe and then click on Open File Location. After that, click on the address bar in the upper corner. Then you will see the drive letter where Euro Truck Simulator 2 is installed. Write it down because you will need it for the 6th method. Now find the Euro Truck S2 file, then right click on it. Now click on Properties. After that, select the Compatibility tab. Now check the box under Disable Full-Screen Optimizations, and lastly, you can save the change by clicking Apply and OK. In the second method, you will enable optimized graphic settings and set the high-performance GPU preference for Euro Truck Simulator 2 to make your graphics card dedicate maximum power and performance for the game. First, click on the Windows icon. Now in the search bar, type Graphic Settings. After that, click on the corresponding option. Now make sure that Optimizations for Windows Games is enabled. Then click on Advanced Graphic Settings to expand it. Now make sure that Hardware Accelerated GPU Scheduling is enabled, and then disable the Variable Refresh Rate option. Now under Search this list, type Euro Truck Simulator 2. Once you find Euro Truck Simulator 2, click on it to expand the other options. Then under GPU Preference, select High Performance, and lastly, make sure that Optimizations for Windows Games is enabled. In the third step, you will set the High Performance Power Plan because by default, Windows comes with the Balanced Power Plan enabled, and the Balanced Power Plan will make your PC use less power for energy efficiency. But to make your PC use its maximum power, you need to set the High Performance Power Plan. To do this, click on the Windows icon. Now in the search bar, type Power CFG.cpl. After that, click on the corresponding option. Now if you have your processor chipset driver installed, you will notice its power plans. If you don't have the chipset driver for your processor installed, I will leave a link in the description below to the Intel and AMD website where you can download and install the chipset driver. After that, you need to select the high performance power plan from your processor. In my case, I have an AMD processor, so I will select AMD Ryzen High Performance. And lastly, if after installing the chipset driver, your processor's power plan doesn't appear, you can select the Windows default high performance power plan. In the fourth method, you will create a DWORD value in Regedit to make the Euro Truck Simulator 2 process run at high priority permanently, so that Windows dedicates more hardware resources to the game. First, click on the Windows icon. Now in the search bar, type Regedit. After that, click on the corresponding option. Under this field, you will need to paste the address that I will leave in the description below. Now press Enter on the keyboard to access it. After that, you should right-click on the Image File Execution Options key, then click on New and Key. Now you will name this key the same as the Euro Truck Simulator 2 process, which is Euro Truck S2.exe, and then press Enter on the keyboard to save it. Now right-click on the key that you've created, then click on New and Key. After that, name this key as Perf Options, and then press Enter on the the keyboard to save it. Now you must right click on the Perf Options key and then click on New and DWORD 32-bit value. After that, you will see a new DWORD value in the upper corner, then name it as CPU priority class and then press enter on the keyboard to save it. Now right click on the CPU priority class DWORD value and then click on modify, and lastly inside of its data you will type 3 to set high priority and then click on OK to save it. In the fifth method, you will enable game mode. This will make Windows focus on game and performance while you are playing. To enable it, click on the Windows icon. Now in the search bar type game mode. After that, click on the corresponding option, and lastly make sure that game mode is enabled. In the sixth method, you will optimize the drive where Euro Truck Simulator 2 is installed to avoid corrupted files and make loading game assets faster. To do this, click on the Windows icon. Now in the search bar type DFR-GUI. After that, click on the corresponding option. Now you must select the drive where Euro Truck Simulator 2 is installed. You can find out by following the steps in the first method. And lastly, after selecting the drive, click on Optimize to optimize it. In the seventh method, you will optimize the NVIDIA graphics settings to make your graphics card run Euro Truck Simulator 2 with maximum FPS and performance. First, right-click on the desktop, then click on Show More Options, and then NVIDIA Control Panel. After that, select the Manage 3D Settings section. Now look for Low Latency Mode, and then set it to Ultra to decrease the input latency, which is the time required for the computer to reach a key or button pressed on the keyboard and mouse. Then look for Power Management Mode and then set it to Prefer Maximum Performance. If you want to learn more about each of these NVIDIA options, I will leave a link to a video in the cards and in the description below. And lastly, you must save the changes by clicking on Apply in the lower right corner. In the eighth method, you will check the integrity of Windows system files and fix them if there are any issues, because corrupted system files can affect the performance of Euro Truck Simulator 2 and make you lose FPS. To do this, first right click on the Windows icon, then you should click on Terminal Admin. After opening the terminal, before checking the integrity of the system files, you should first check and repair the Windows image file. This is important because the image file is used as a reference to fix any corrupted system files. Then type the following command inside the terminal: gism/cleanup-image/restore health, and then press enter to run it. Now just wait for the process to finish. After that, you can check and repair the system files using the Windows image file as a reference. Then type the following command inside the terminal: sfc/scan now, and then press enter again to run it. And lastly, you just need to wait for the process to finish, and it will tell you if there were any corrupt system files and if they have been fixed. In the ninth method, you will change the Euro Truck Simulator 2 graphics settings to set the most optimized graphic settings for your computer to make the game run smoother. First, open Euro Truck Simulator 2. Now click on System in the lower right corner and then click on Graphics. Now under Fullscreen mode, select Enabled. This will make your PC focus on game and performance. Under Vertical Synchronization, select Disabled, and then under FPS limit, select 0. Now we will test and compare the performance impact of each of the following options in the graphic settings. based on the previous tests, make the following changes. And this is the final FPS and performance result based on the changes we made to the graphic settings. And that was the video. Let me know in the comment section below if this video was helpful to you. If you want to boost and optimize performance in other games, you can subscribe to this channel and then always learn new methods when I upload new videos. Thanks for watching, see you in the next video.